Well, look who it is. What a surprise. For all I've heard about you, you're not very bright. Giving me this kind of head start was foolish. With all that time, I was able to make a lot of explosives. Pretty impressive, considering what little material I had at my disposal. Look around. I left no surface untouched, and if you don't leave, boom. A small price to pay for my continued existence. And there will be others. Stronger. More powerful. Oh, I don't think you should do that.
Hurry. Hurry. Time's running out. I don't plan on dying in here, but you're more than welcome to stick around.
Alright, there you are. Are you alright? You went dark on me, so I assumed the worst. Huh, right. Don't know what got into me. When I couldn't reach you, I started feeling guilty for throwing you in the path of my problems, so I headed out to back you up. You think I was worried about you? Shay would have my head if something happened to you on my watch, but you're still in one piece. So are those basilisk droids I saw on the way in. I know you couldn't save the others, but even with these basilisk, it's a miracle. Can't think of any other word to describe this. Not a chance. You'll be eating those words once I get them into fighting shape. As for Kerr, I'll just have to be patient. For now, the fact that he's probably kicking himself for leaving these droids behind is good enough. What the? Look at it. Never seen one so small. What the hell kind of experiments was Kerr doing? You know, one this size might be something you could handle. No promises. Not yet. Don't want to get your hopes up. Need to see if anything can be done first. Let me get this little one back to camp and see what I can do. We'll meet you there. Did my best to get this little ECOD cleaned up, but we've still got a long way to go before it's running at full strength. It's going to take a lot of time, and a lot of work. You up for that kind of commitment? Especially since you don't seem too keen on these droids at times. You've got a lot to give your attention to, but I promise, if you want it, nothing's ever going to be worth as much as this basilisk war droid. You're no fool. Wouldn't be offering you this if you were. Anyway, it's gonna take me a while to get everything online. I need parts, tools, and I'm not ripping them from other basilisk droids. And I need your help. I'll let you know. Get ready to make something special. Hey there. Long time no see. I know it's been a while, but I wouldn't reach out unless I had a solid lead on fixing this basilisk droid. No, but that's not unusual. We aren't exactly close. But I have heard rumblings. A lot of unrest among the clans that are left. My cousin doesn't seem interested in addressing it. I bet that isn't the answer you were hoping to hear. Hey, the basilisk droids you saved on Ruhnuk were in bad shape, and getting info from them has been slow. Despite the setbacks, I think I know how we move forward. We're getting close. I don't want to say any more over holo. Meet me on Ruhnuk, and I'll give you the details. Good, he made it. I've been working non-stop trying to get this basilisk droid functioning again, but I haven't had much luck. I'm even looking at busted droids for compatible parts. There are so few records of how these things work, let alone how to repair them. I've got one last lead that I haven't tried, but it's something I could use your help with. I knew I could count on you. I scoured the HoloNet and I couldn't find anything on basilisk droid construction, but I found someone who might know. There's this guy who calls himself the Curator. He buys the rarest defunct droids all over the galaxy for ridiculous amounts of credits. We're talking I don't even want to know what he did to earn this kind of credits. I know it's just a hunch, but I bet this guy knows something about basilisk droids. He might even have one. I can't go broadcasting that I have an intact basilisk droid. Who knows who would be listening? This has to be in person. The problem with this guy is he's a total recluse. He uses proxies at auctions and private courier companies to deliver his purchases. But with a little patience, I finally managed to slice into the shipping manifest that includes one of his latest purchases, the Eye of G0T0. Here's the plan. I know where the eye is going and when it's going to get there. You dress as the courier and deliver a fake Eye of G0T0 before the real courier gets there. If he thinks you're from the courier company, you should be able to talk to him directly. Try and find out what he knows about basilisk droids. We can't risk him locking everything down. One slip up in our plan and he could disappear. Then we'll never get our answers. I'm pretty sure I can build a convincing replica of the Goto Eye. I just need the right components. I pulled a few favors and got a courier uniform lined up. A fake authentication certificate, too. You bring me the pieces, and I'll help you put together your disguise. Well, time to try something new. And you couldn't ask for a better potential payoff. Come find me when you've collected the parts for everything. We're so close, I can feel it. You made it back. I was starting to worry. Our window of opportunity is closing fast. Sorry, I just really need this to go perfectly. Let's see that droid sensor. Finished. It's not my best work, but I think it'll do the job. Are you ready? You remember the plan? Remember, this is our best shot at finding out how to repair one of the rarest droids in the galaxy. No pressure, but don't waste this chance.
Well, it's wonderful to see couriers who take shipment time seriously, especially with valuable items such as this. What was the name of your courier service again? Excellent. Yes, you'll be receiving a stellar review once I examine the merchandise. Hand over the eye. I must inspect it for damages. Ah, yes. Excellent. Wait. The Eye of G0T0 doesn't have 3 compressor valves. It only has 2. This is a forgery! Imposter! Droids! Restrain this charlatan! Wait, please, no more! These droids are my life. I'll give you anything to stop! Basilisk droids? Of course! Magnificent war droids, ridden into battle by the Mandalorian Crusaders. I've never seen one in person. They are extremely rare. One would be quite a find, worthy of my collection, but I've never seen one for sale. Why are you interested in basilisk droids? You've picked a very obscure hobby, but I'm not one to judge. You're in luck. I have one of the most complete collections of droid schematics in the known galaxy. This is embarrassing. I am one of the galaxy's leading droid experts. I have carefully curated records from all corners of the galaxy. But I seem to have no records for basilisk droids. Okay, please, just... no more breaking things. There is another legendary droid, the HK-24 unit. It was infamous for taking down hundreds of basilisk droids. I've longed to add one to my collection, but regrettably most were destroyed. They were deemed too dangerous for civilians. If you can find one, its memory core would be guaranteed to have the information you're looking for. My informants tell me one of the last known HK-24 units is secured away in a high-security cell on Belsavis. You are clearly a force to be reckoned with, and with my connections, we can pull this off together. If I provide you with a borrowed security clearance, you can clear the defenses leading to the HK unit's cell, where the droid's memory core will be ripe for the taking. You can plug that memory core into any droid chassis, and it should give you the information you need. All I ask in return is that you leave the chassis of the HK droid behind. I employ a service that will retrieve it from my collection. My sources are very reliable. I pay them enough to be. I'll transmit the security clearances once you land on Belsavis. I'm looking forward to finally adding an HK unit to my prestigious collection. If it's all the same to you, I'll stay here until you leave. Please be careful on your way out.
It's getting antsy. Did you talk to the curator? Did he know anything about the basilisk droids? An HK-24? Are you serious? You want to talk rare. HK-24 units are practically non-existent nowadays. The HK-24 units killed a lot of my people during the Mandalorian Wars, and they destroyed a lot of our droids. I guess it makes sense that they'd have schematics for their targets. This thing could have a detailed record of how our little friend works. If there's even the slightest chance that HK unit has the information we need, I'd say it's worth the risk. It's gotta be in a high-security prison for a reason, so letting it out is gonna be dangerous. But we don't have much of a choice, so I'll do what I can to help you from here. Once you reach the security terminal in the prison, contact me. I'll do what I can to make sure you don't get stuck in there yourself. Patched in. I'm not seeing the HK droid in the cell the curator marked. He values his secrecy, and you've seen his face. If he were smart, he wouldn't cross you. For now, let's assume the HK unit is still somewhere in the high-security ward. We just need to pinpoint where. There's an old monitoring station nearby. That should have records on prison transfers in and out of the unit. Once you slice into the station, I should be able to find out where they moved the HK unit. Here's hoping it's still in one piece. I'm in. I'm seeing a lot of movement in the high-security section from the riots. Prisoner transfers, retransfers. Hard check. All the droid records are using an old serialized system. I have no data to tell me which is which. I need you to acquire some serial keys from the forces nearby. I just need a few to be able to patch the data together.
Jikuyusa ulatuva. Jihalukta chabad I gafsta undale. Gupavutak.
Were you able to find the HK unit? Was it intact? Excellent! Now let's see that memory core. This is incredible! An actual intact HK-24 memory core. It's a shame we couldn't get the whole droid. I can't power up the memory core on its own. Maybe I could plug it into this old astromech. Just give me a minute. This shouldn't take long. You never heard the saying, fortune favors the bold? Hopefully it won't be too...
Exclamation! What is happening? Where am I? What am I doing? What am I doing?
Hey, take it easy, buddy.
Assessment. Weapons malfunction. Movement malfunction. Conclusion. Irreparable damage inflicted. Warning. Self-destruct protocol commencing in 3, 2, 1. Hypothesis. Self-destruct capabilities appear to be offline. Directive. Destroy basilisk droids.
Oh, no, you don't! Well, one step forward, 2 steps back, huh? He definitely didn't make this easy for us. I'm not sure what I can adjust to make it not freak out like that. And I don't want to risk damaging the memory core. Maybe the curator could help us find a way to calm it down somehow? And honestly, he owes us. Take the droid to the curator, see what he can do with it. I'll work on a containment procedure here, just in case.
Oh, hello again. I can't thank you enough for helping me obtain this excellent addition to my gallery. It really adds an air of... Wait, what is that? Is that the droid you chose for the HK's memory core? I didn't think you'd be foolish enough to put it in an astromech, honestly. Oh, it's highly unconventional, but I think I could put together a restraining bolt for this, combination. Then it should comply to your requests. If you wouldn't mind, I'll need a few materials from my secure storage units. You'll find them buried outside. In the meantime, I'll need to reinstall the HK memory core into its original chassis to make some modifications. It's the only way to successfully access its heuristic processor. Should be a fairly simple process. It's the only way to ensure they're not found if my rivals ever manage to locate this place. The most dangerous components cannot be trusted in the hands of thieves. Now hurry! The sooner you collect those parts for me, the sooner you can remove your droid abomination from this hallowed gallery. Oh, thank the stars! The chassis is still mostly intact. Nothing a servo driver can't fix. It was hardly my fault. The HK schematics failed to mention the reserve power supply. I blame the manufacturer for this oversight. But seeing as you saved my life, and the HK chassis is still in relatively good condition, I can whip up that restraining bolt for you. The first step, of course, will be removing this memory core as soon as possible. And there. That should do it. Very unconventional, but it's the best work I could do under the circumstances. I would appreciate you not turning it on until you leave the premises. This murderous memory core seems to not like me very much. I assure you, everything is in working order this time. You have given me quite a bit of excitement and a crown jewel to my collection. I do value my privacy, however. If you keep my secret, I'll keep yours. A basilisk droid is quite valuable. I hope you know what you're doing. It would be a shame to lose such a prize to careless hands. Now, if you don't mind, I have my restoration work cut out for me.
So, how'd it go?
Greetings. I am HK-24, happy to serve. Indignation. I will not resign myself to correction. I will assist in the repair, destruction of basilisk droids. Analysis. Basilisk droid parts require objection. Revealing classified files is forbidden. Procurement. And synthesis. Assessment. Processing.
Well, at least it's not trying to murder us anymore. It'll take time, but I think we can get some useful information out of this droid. Oh, and something else I wasn't expecting. The curator contacted me directly. He wants to sponsor the repairs of the basilisk droid. I just hope he can keep this quiet. Well, I know who to call if he tries stepping out of line, and you know where he lives. Thank you again for all your help. You've already done so much for the basilisk droids. And for me. It's a long road ahead, but it'll be worth it in the end. I promise. Hey, I know you're busy and all, but I've got something I think you'll want to see. I'm still on Ruhnuk, but I relocated. Made some progress with our little project, and I needed a bigger setup. When you get a chance, come check it out. There's someone here who wants to meet you. Welcome to the new place. What do you think? It's more than fine. Funny enough, most of it is thanks to the little Kiramud over there.
Clarification. Any contribution I have made to this fruitless endeavor has been entirely against my will.
Ah, don't listen to him. He's just trying to sound tough because we've got company. He was at first, but he's coming around. Had to make a few adjustments. It was getting way too hard to concentrate, always keeping one eye on him. But we're good now. Right, Kiramud? Enough about him. Let's get to why you're really here. I'd like to introduce you to B3S1, Bessie. Hey, don't let her looks fool you. It's what's on the inside that counts. Harangir was doing some crazy experiments on this ECOD, piecing all sorts of things together that didn't belong. Took a lot of work, but we finally got her into something that can move, something that can learn. Whoa, slow down. Bessie's got all her basic functionality, but she still needs a lot of training before I can turn her over to you. Basilisk droids are more naturally adaptable than other droids. I can't just program her to do what you want. If we want her to remember how to be a basilisk droid, we've got to teach her. She needs to learn by doing. So I'm thinking, if Bessie's going to be yours, you should be the one to take her out and train her. Come on, do you know how many people in this galaxy can say they fight alongside a basilisk droid? Besides, you two should really get to know each other. Take these. Training modules for Bessie. They'll help her focus on the things a basilisk droid needs to know how to do.
Interjection. The basilisk droid's learning capabilities are severely limited. The Mandalorian's training modules are woefully insufficient. Recommendation. Scrap the inferior basilisk droid and put the parts to use elsewhere. Building a new chassis for yours truly, perhaps.
What about those memory chips you built for Bessie? Don't you want to see if they work?
Correction. I did not build these memory chips for the basilisk droid. I simply required a distraction from the aggravating circumstances of my indentured servitude.
Whatever the reason, if anyone can get Bessie into shape, it's you. Nobody else has that kind of processing power.
Agreement. You are correct in your assessment, Mandalorian. You may demonstrate the usefulness of the memory chips to our visitor.
Puffing up that little ego of his is the only way I can get him to do anything. He got real agreeable once I started calling him Kiramud, killer. I hit a wall one day trying to get Bessie to retain information I was feeding her. The little Kiramud whipped them up just to show me how much better he was at this whole thing. But those memory chips he built really are nothing to sneeze at. Bessie needs them to unlock behavioral programs I can't reach. Otherwise, she won't remember the things you teach her. Can't get her to do anything without a memory chip, if I'm being honest. If you want Bessie to work, make sure you give her one before you take her out. Only problem we haven't been able to work out is how long the memory chips keep the connection to her behavioral systems open. Keep an eye on how long you've got Bessie out there. I think that's everything. Why don't you get started? I'm sure Bessie's dying for some fresh air and exercise. Sure, you know where to find her when you're ready. How did it go?
Assessment. The basilisk droid's capabilities are substandard. As I predicted, Mandalorian.
Yeah. Not like I didn't expect this. Bessie isn't going to be a full-fledged basilisk after one day of training. Consistency is key. You have to keep at it. The more you train her, the more she's going to remember the basilisk functionality that's buried in her memory core. You act like I've totally stepped back. I'm still in this more than you know. You want Bessie working right? Then you need to be in it too. All the data you collected out there with Bessie will help me focus her learning abilities. Whatever you've got, put it in that terminal. I'll start combing through it. What did I tell you? This data is just what I need. I know it sounds like a long shot, but if you keep bringing back this kind of research, Bessie will be everything we hoped in no time.
Interjection. No amount of field research will improve the chances of success for this hopeless project. Protestation. You dare equate an HK series assassin to this lumbering, unrefined basilisk droid? Explanation. Without additional memory chips, it will never reach its full potential. inferior as it might be. Declaration. I will not waste processing power by building more.
Look here, Kiramud. You understand unfinished business? I'll take that as a yes. That's what this is. This is a big deal for me, for my people. I need to get Bessie working again. She's special. There's nothing like her in the whole galaxy. Kind of like you. No, absolutely not. Even if there was, I wouldn't do it. What do you say? Can you make some more memory chips? Show Bessie she's worth saving?
Resignation? It seems I have no choice in the matter.
Knew you wouldn't let me down, Kiramud. Well, yeah, I've come this far. We've come this far. I'm not giving up on Bessie. It'll take the little Kiramud time to whip up more of those memory chips. Once he does, grab one from him and give it to Bessie. I'll work on some more training modules. You bring back any combat data you get while you're out there, and we can improve Bessie's functionality. We can do this, all of us. We just need to work together, yeah?